Welcome to the Woman in Power Conversation with the President. My name is June Beelan, founder, president, and CEO of the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Nevada. Each week we have conversations with our members, corporate and community partners, board members, young professionals, and entrepreneurs. Today our guest is Dawn K. Christensen, Executive Director and National Diversity Relations for MGM Resorts. My goodness, you all have long titles. Would you explain what you do, what your duties are as this long title you have?
Sure, of course. MGM Resorts has a long-time commitment to diversity and inclusion, dating back to the early 2000s. And our department, what we do, we have the honor of working with organizations like the Women's Chamber of Commerce. We work with organizations and associations here in Nevada and nationally that support diverse populations across 8 different, we call them segments. So organizations working in the African American market, the Latino Hispanic market, women's market, LGBTQ, Native American, Asian Pacific Islander, veterans, and persons with disabilities. So it's quite a bit, but it's incredibly gratifying work. And so what we do is the company has, like I said, a very strong commitment to diversity and inclusion. And one way that we help support that is by supporting organizations that are doing that work in those communities.
Because I know you work with us all the time, and you work with NABO and a few other agencies that we know. And but what you take on, you're involved with the ACEs as well, though, too. So you have a little more titles, and you.
Well, we do several things, in the company. But really, we work with a lot of our different departments and properties, and the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team that the MGM Resorts owns. And really, what we look to do is how can our company, aside from providing financial support and volunteer support for organizations, but how can we provide other support? The ACEs you brought up is a great example where, they're obviously a basketball team and they want fans to come see them. So we work to bring them to the communities, so people get to know the ACEs. But the other side of it that people don't see is off the court. So the ACEs, all the players are incredibly committed to being role models and mentors to young children, particularly young girls who want to play sports or go after their dreams by I think sports does teamwork, certainly dedication and practice, and gives you all these life skills, confidence. So that's what the ACEs do. We work with them to get them out in the community with some of our partners where they can reach particularly the youth and put them on a great path to the future.
Yeah, I know they came and spoke to, I think it was in May at our anniversary, and then our Young Professional Society wants to get together with you because they want to, get involved with them, and so that's going to be kind of nice too, is if they can get together. And they haven't had, again, a contact, so I was going to give them your name because you can tell them exactly who they can, get a hold of. But they have that on their agenda for 2019. Great. So that's, and then plus they're going to be dealing with, JAG as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to take that on as the Young Professional Division. So that's going to be nice when they do that.
That's great. I think that's exactly, what we as corporate sponsors at MGM Resorts, we look at how can we really benefit the community, and there's lots of ways to do that. The other way with your members, women business owners, are there opportunities that your members, they provide goods and services? Can our company buy those goods and services and use them in our operations and our resorts, which is great for us.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's great for your members and your business owners.
Yeah, we had our diversity. We have it every year, and so one of your representatives was there, and so we had a whole panel of 6, and Joseph Amato headed the panel this year. So so we had some really good people, and I like the idea that because they did a lot of good business with each other and our members as well. But he's said he's made like 444 new business loans.
That's great.
Yes, so that was really good. How it's going to end up now, I don't know. Time will tell, but
Sure.
that's really, really good for our economy.
Yeah,
You know, and for the ladies, I mean, they just did a good job.
Absolutely.
You know, so he's really happy.
Good. Well, so and that's part of our role in our team is really looking at what are the opportunities that benefit the organizations we work with, and what are the opportunities that the company can help that. And really, it's a perfect win-win situation between our organization, MGM Resorts, and the different organizations we work with in the community. And then those organizations go out and level the playing field so that there's opportunities for all. So it's really gratifying work, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see our young professional division really get involved, because they're 26 years old as the president. The other one is 30 years old.
Okay.
That just became vice president, and most of their members are under 40. So a 40 under 40 type of thing.
Yeah,
So we gotta assign some of them to that. When Greenspun has their 40 over 40
Sure.
or 40 under 40 or something like that.
Yep.
So now, how many companies does MGM have right now? Because I mean, they're not just here. You have how many here?
Resorts?
Yeah.
We're at about 13. So,
Okay.
many iconic brands that people know: Bellagio, Mirage, Mandalay Bay, MGM Grand, Circus.
Because we had a lot of ours at Monte Carlo before they started the
Yep.
renovation. Once they started the reservation, we couldn't even get near at the front of it anymore at that point.
Well, and the great news is the Monte Carlo has now evolved to Park MGM. So
Right.
if you have not been down there, it is quite a dramatic change, and it's a fascinating project as you walk through it to think. It's almost like when you build a house or you live in a house and you remodel it, right? And you decide to stay living in the house while the remodel happens, and you have to move from room to room as they work on different areas. Well, think about doing that for a resort. So that's what happened at Monte Carlo to transform into Park MGM, is they kept the resort open, but to your point, different parts of it closed while they worked on different areas. So it's all pretty much come together. There's one or two, I think a few restaurant outlets and a few things left to open, but for the most part, the transformation is complete. And one of the really, I think, neat things about the property, there's a ton, but they have this mantra that they are true to the roots, and in keeping the core of the property while the facades changed and the look changed, but really that great customer service, the commitment to excellence, none of that changed. And to remind the employees of staying true to the roots and really the philosophy of that property, in the lobby there in the ceiling is a beautiful artwork of tree roots.
Oh, wow.
And it's just
No, I haven't been
really
there.
neat the way it's done. So for that alone, you have to go see it. But there's fabulous restaurants. The Park MGM Theater is there with Lady Gaga is going to do a residency. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, because I noticed, because we got some information on it, so you're going to be in the next newsletter.
Oh, great.
Where we have members in the news, and they sent us a couple of photos. I don't know who did. I got to find out who sends it so
Sure.
we can we can tell them and stuff. But that's really good. And because I wanted to find out, because you just opened another place in another state.
We did.
Yes.
So we opened MGM Springfield. So Springfield, Massachusetts. Also, obviously a bit far away from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But if you're ever in that area, also really a remarkable property. It is in the main street and main square. They took some historic buildings and incorporated them into the look of the resort. So it's definitely not going to look like a Las Vegas resort. It looks like a part of Main Street.
Wow.
Again, really iconic. Certainly all the modern amenities, but the way they took an old armory building and other parts of historic buildings, restored them, did the historic preservation, but made that part of the property. I think the community has been overwhelmingly positive and excited about those changes, and the balance of something new with also preserving some of their heritage and history.
Who comes up with all these ideas? I mean, you got some really wild ideas sometimes, and they're really, they're really beautiful.
Well, we have about
architectural designer.
We have about 80,000 employees. So there's definitely some brilliant people that work with us in a variety of capacities, and certainly the creative vision that comes together when again, I'll go back to one of our core is diversity and inclusion. And
right.
when you have a diverse workforce and you have different points of view and different experiences, those really lead to the best ideas because you're all looking at something from different viewpoints. So I think, from the way that we operate our business to the way you see our products and services and our resorts, it's all really a culmination of people from different backgrounds and walks of life working together, coming up with the best ideas and putting them into action.
Thank you so much for coming with us today.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
That'll be it for us today. We will see you next time. I'm June Beelan, the Women's Chamber of Commerce, Woman of Power. Thank you.